morning, everybody. How's it going? Yeah, today is a pretty good morning for me, mostly. And then you read a couple of chapters that this morning was Numbers 5 and 6. 6 wasn't too bad. 5 was, yeah. Unfortunately, it is one of those things where it pertains to ladies and ladies only. So, yes, I had a bit of an issue with it. Okay, okay, uh, not that I have a problem with some sort of punishment for anyone unfaithful, but that is the thing. Anyone, male or female. Here they can't, they literally single out as females as if we're the main ones who's doing all this. Now, don't get me wrong, I do know there are quite a few people out there that, yes, it is the females that are doing stuff, as well as this ensures that they're not. Or if they are, the Lord would show it to the husband and to everybody around her. But that's the thing for me, okay? For the guys, they have to confess it, for one. 2, as far as if a guy is unfaithful, it mostly deals with sacrifices, as far as going to the priest and giving them a sacrifice. To the women, they can literally lose the ability to have a child. I'm sorry, how in the world is that fair? How in the world is that fair? I get being under oath, okay, so anyone who would go through this, and if they are faithful, have no issue, okay, would have no issue at all. My problem is they do not have an exact, even, equal type of punishment for the men. That is my problem, okay. I get, especially back then, it was the husband's responsibility to take care of the household, to take care of the wife, and the wife's responsibility was literally inside the household to make sure it was clean, to make sure it was nice, to make sure there was food on the table, and to cook it and all that for him and the family. Okay, so the women didn't have near as much as of responsibility. But when we were made, we were considered equal to each other. That's why God took a rib out of Adam and made Eve. Not a foot, not a piece of the skull, not a jaw, nothing. Although, to be honest, the jaw would be understandable because we do talk a lot. But the fact is, he took a rib out of Adam because it is the middle of the person, and the ribs cover the heart. It is to protect the heart. And us wives are mainly that part. Whether we are the heart of the whole house, or we are there to cover and protect the heart of the household. Because that is how we get to our men. That is how we honestly, communicate. Is through the heart, is through emotions and those wonderful items that us ladies are also known for abusing and using to get to the guys. okay? That is our responsibility, okay? We are not supposed to be using that spot to, manipulate and get our way, but some ladies do so. And some of them it would cause the lady to basically feel, whether they feel inferior in the household or whether they feel like uh, they're not enough, basically. So some women do become unfaithful and go outside the household and look for that somewhere else. Okay. But that doesn't give an excuse to do so. Okay, your feelings do not give you the excuse to be unfaithful. Okay. And that part makes me understand that. Okay, thinking of it that way makes me understand why the punishment was the way it was. Okay? Because it showed that the belly would swell and the thigh would rot, making the woman not be able to bear children. Okay. But here's the thing. Okay. That also goes to the law of jealousy. Basically, when the husband feels jealous, it could be him or it could be God telling him something. Whether you understand it or not, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, let's be honest, okay? But when jealousy comes up, the spirit of jealousy comes upon your husband, there's a reason. Whether it's them who's doing it or you who's doing it, or you could be making them jealous in a different way. Whether you're paying attention too much to something else or someone else, and it's right in front of their face, okay? And it's hurting what we should be protecting. Okay? And even though I don't agree with the fact that it's not the same as far as the punishments go. Okay, they should have an equal punishment as far as I'm concerned. But at the same time, there's something that shows you, whether, you know, it could be something small or something, but the spirit of jealousy on your husband shows something is going on, whether you notice it right now or not. Okay, it could be, as I said, it could be him, it could be you, okay, or it could be something completely different, that maybe he sees you paying attention to someone else more than him, and it's getting him jealous, and he's starting to question and wonder. Thing about guys is, yes, we do not speak, the ladies do not really speak much to and from, okay? At least I am that way when it comes to every day. At the very beginning or at the very end of the day, that is my time to speak to my husband. That is my time to communicate, okay? The rest of the day is pretty much, everyday stuff, taking care of your kid, taking care of the household, you know, while you are going through your life. Sometimes you do not have, you know, time and focus to communicate because your focus is everywhere else. But it is a good thing to set aside some sort of time to talk, even if it's something, even if it's just like an hour in the bathroom. Okay. I know guys might get irritated by this, okay, but don't be. This is just your women trying to communicate with you, okay? I know it irritates my husband sometimes too, but he knows and he understands. That's just me talking to him, and it's the main time I can talk to him because our son is usually out in the living room playing, and he knows not to mess with us or interrupt us while we're in the bathroom. So, bathroom is the safe zone. And it is always good to find that safe zone for your family, whether it's the bathroom, whether it's the closet. It does not matter. Find your safe zone that your kids do not go, and go in there for like an hour and just talk to your husband that day. Communicate with him. Tell him what's going on, whether he's getting dressed or whether he's using the toilet. It does not matter. Communication is key. And communicating will help a lot with getting that jealousy out and protecting that heart of his. But yeah, and then of course chapter 6 was the basically the law of the Nazarite. And yes, I've been using the whole 11 and a half minutes to just be talking about chapter 5 and what stuck out. But chapter 6, even though I do not, I can't quite see me doing any of this, but it is understandable for those who want to be dedicated to the Lord completely, whether they're in the priesthood or whether they want to do a vow of being a Nazarite. Okay. Honestly, I can't see myself saying no to wine for it. Now, if the Lord really wanted me to be one, yes, I would have to. But think about that. That's not just wine, though. Okay, it's everything grape related. Raisins, grapes, grape juice, let alone wine, which is just fermented grape juice. Okay, it's all grape, as well as vinegars and everything that is made from the seed or from the plant itself. Okay, none of that would be allowed for them to even touch their skin, let alone consume. So there are quite a few sacrifices that need to be made when you want to be the leader part of your family, whether it's first in command or whether it's second. Okay, does not matter. Some sacrifices need to be made. Now, we might not be making the sacrifice of saying no to grapes, okay, but we say no to stuff several times a day to make sure our kids do the same. Because you are the leader in the house, whether you realize it or not. It doesn't matter if you're first in command or second, you're the father or the mother. You are still the head part of the house, okay? Put it the way my mom used to always say, my dad was the head, but she was the neck, okay? So, and that is definitely the case. Your head makes all the decisions, makes all, has everything go through it directly, no matter what, and it makes the final decisions. But the neck is the one that moves the head. Whether you're going forward, whether you're bound to pray, whether you're just moving your head to say no or say yes, okay? Without the neck, the head cannot move. That is the head of your house. That is your father, that is your mother, okay? Without one, the second can't do anything. Without the second, the one can't do anything. Okay. And I guess that whole thing ties together somehow. Because as long as that protection is going on, okay, it's the same thing, okay? And except in reversal, the head really does need, we need to cover the neck and respect and protect, because without the neck being able to move, the head cannot do anything. Without protecting your head, nothing can do anything. Okay, you know, your brain is a very, very important part of your entire body. Okay, just like the men are a very, very big important part of your family's body. Okay, us women need to protect them. Okay, need to use that protection for our heart, because our heart is their heart. Okay. However, okay, I get how guys, because they are the brain part of the family, okay, that the reason why immediately they think of a solution, not necessarily just listen, okay, is their brain will immediately go to a solution if we talk to them about our problems, okay. That's just the guy. That is their mental uh, break, because they love us so much and they want us to be taken care of, and they want us to be physically protected as much as we possibly can, at the same time as we want to do the same with them. But sometimes guys just need to shut up and listen, because we just want you to listen, not necessarily need a solution for it, okay? Whether we could be just venting, because sometimes we can't get in contact with our friends, okay? You are our best friend. If we can't communicate with you about the simple things, how in the world can we communicate with someone else? I just think about that. Okay, everybody, love y'all. God bless you. Thanks for listening. Bye.